Okay, everybody, welcome to the Village of Skokie Appearance Commission for Wednesday, May 8th, 2019. When you checked in to get your building permit applications, you were given instructions as to what we're going to be doing here tonight. We'll be reviewing the elevations of your proposed projects, giving you our opinions and rendering decisions and taking votes and so forth. Residential projects, neighbors to either side of your case were given notice of this meeting. Sometimes those neighbors show up because they haven't seen the project, they're curious, or they have concerns. If there are any such neighbors here in that situation tonight, please feel free to come up when I call a case. When I do call your case, please just come stand up right in front of us and we'll go through the drawings. This is a meeting that's recorded video and audio for cable TV, so keep that in mind. You're so warned. Anybody who's going to testify tonight or come up and talk, please stand up and be sworn in. Anybody who's coming up, if there's only one. You know.
Anyone who wants to talk tonight has to be sworn in. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much.
And before we proceed with these cases, does somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from the prior meetings?
I move to approve the minutes of the April 10th meetings.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So passed. Okay, when I call your case coming up here, the commissioner to my left will be reading you comments that we get from the village's Community Development Department. Most of the comments that I've pre-read tonight seem like we won't have too many problems. So case 2019-019A at 9325 Harding, new residential new construction.
The staff has no objections with the overall design, subject to the confirmation that the design meets building and zoning regulations. Dormer materials to be presented and discussed at the meeting, and a roof plan must be submitted with a construction plan set at the time of building permit application. Technical items to be addressed include a pin consolidation.
How are you?
Hi.
So the only comments I had when I looked at this, I don't know if anybody else, I think it generally looks fine. Careful with your mic. Is that me or somebody else? Maybe it's you. You've got EFS on here, right?
We're going to try to do everything brick, so we're going to see how we could structure it.
So you'd prefer brick there, yeah, but I would even go with hardy board. So you'll either go brick or a hardy board, right?
Yep.
Okay. You guys agree with that? Other than that, I'm sure it complies with height and all that other stuff, right? Anybody have any comments? What is the should you? Yes. Okay. Going in the dark family. Okay. And the roof color is approximately going to be.
It's going to be kind of blend in with the
okay. Okay. And the window frame colors?
We're going to go with black.
Okay.
Windows, and also the eaves black, like the soffits to match the windows.
And the stone?
The stone is going to be like a lightish grayish towards the dark.
Okay, so it'll be in the darker limestone look?
Yep.
And then what is this material going to be up in the dormers?
There's probably going to be some kind of hardy board.
Okay. It'll be something that has some rhythm to what we're doing over there.
Exactly, it'll match the...
Okay. Anybody?
Sure. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-019A at 9325 Harding, presented and discussed.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Sure. Case 2019-21A, 5332 Cleveland Street. Barbara Zuprina? Something like that. First floor addition.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. The subject site is 90 feet wide. Per paragraph 118-112, sections 118 through 112. The total side yard setback distance must be 18 feet, with no side yard less than 7 feet from the property line. The rear addition will meet minimum side and rear yard requirements. The existing home has side yards of less than the minimum requirements. Therefore, the side yards are considered legal, non-conforming. Technical items that need to be addressed include removing the closet in the basement bonus room, as bedrooms are not allowed below grade. Relocating the air conditioning and electric generator units to a minimum of 6 feet from the side and rear property boundaries. Removing the window well from the west side yard as it encroaches more than 3.5 feet into the required side yard. Ensuring the remaining window wells meet the requirements of the International Residential Code as amended. And a pin consolidation.
And the pin consolidation is completed today, and the other comments we can take care of in the resubmittal.
How are you? Sorry. Good. So, I'm curious, although the addition's fine, it looks great. I'm just curious about these window wells. Why are we putting those in?
For like that requirement.
Just for the basement?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just something that happened before that wasn't there? Okay. And, all we're looking at is your elevations. We don't even see what they're talking about this closet,
Yeah, that's all good.
yeah, okay. Right. But I wouldn't see this anyway, it's subterranean, but, yeah. I mean, other than that, it's perfect. Does anybody have any comments one way or the other? Everything matches up nicely? All right. Mary Jane, if you like making a motion.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case number 2019-021A at 5332 Cleveland as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So passed. That was easy.
No, I didn't.
Case 2019-022A at 4339 Dempster Street, residential first floor addition.
Staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items that need to be addressed include obtaining a side yard variation from the Zoning Board of Appeals, removing an illegal existing shed, ensuring a frost footing exists or will be provided for the garage and mudroom. As proposed, the Appearance Commission must grant a waiver of the 50% masonry requirement.
How are you?
Hi,
Good. Are you the homeowner or the architect?
I am project manager in
Okay.
the architecture company.
I'm sorry?
Project manager in the architectural company.
Okay, great. There was some photos at one point.
That's in the rendering.
Yeah. I just wanna, yeah. So are we going beyond the existing footprint with the new addition?
No,
So you're staying on the existing footprint?
exactly.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
the
we're
addition, it's gonna be,
Just a little bit? Oh, just to match up with that one?
Yes.
Okay, so you're, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
this is the new foundation.
Got it, perfect,
This is everything that
perfect,
is
yeah. No, not facing dumpster, facing south,
Clear store is facing Dempster, right?
finished. No, so,
south, facing the golf course.
yes.
The clear store?
Yeah.
The clear.
Yes. This is the front of the house facing dumpster,
Exactly.
and that
Clear
faces,
store is.
oh, I got you, yeah, I'm sorry, yes, you're correct.
The back is
I was
glass.
thinking about the big window elevation, Nathan, you are correct. Always right. I was talking about this elevation, but you're right, there's a row of. So, and what is this material gonna be? It's it's gonna be,
This is a composite
uh-huh,
gray,
uh-huh.
and we are actually proposing to remove all the face stone on the garage.
Redo the whole
Make it-
house?
Yes.
Yes.
Make it all unitary.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Here, yes.
So wait, so the whole house is being covered with the siding?
It's,
No, it's
Just the back.
composite.
so just the, so, let me see the photo pack. Is the existing home,
Because of the 50% brick.
It's framed.
do we have the
in-
existing,
Sure, it's on the back,
the very back of this packet?
yes. We have a couple of pictures from each owner.
So on the front of the room, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So what about this?
We are removing this because it's only face stone,
Mhm.
and the owner is willing to go for a more dark
Mhm.
gray palette, and it
Mhm.
wouldn't match with the existing stone.
Okay.
So you could either do dark brick or you're proposing
We were thinking about
because we have an
the
ordinance for
composite.
50% brick to masonry. You know that, no?
We know this, but I'm not sure if this composite makes any difference.
No,
We
if
were-
it's not masonry.
The only thing is, they have a really modern,
I'm not voting on it, just
Installing.
explain it.
Right.
and it's no, corner attached, and the final look is pretty compact and really modern. We hope it can be replaced for that brick requirement.
No, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying, you know, you don't like that look. It's not contemporary enough for where you're going for this. But there's an ordinance that 50% of the house has to be half of it has to be masonry.
Okay.
Why can't it be
So-
stucco?
We
If
were
you,
thinking
Why don't
about
you make it
stucco,
stucco?
so-
well,
We do that.
stucco is
Very
not,
modern.
stucco doesn't
Real
count,
stucco?
no.
It's not gonna
But-
be similar.
So I think,
Masonry's an
I
appearance.
think you can tinker with the, you know, maybe you do, maybe you do, you know, the person that was just in here with their brick had a dark brick.
I was just saying the same thing down here.
So,
It would look real good
so
with it.
maybe there's something where you do, you know, brick up to some
Even a
point and then the
bigger-
siding up above,
bigger
or
brick.
brick on this whole face, and then siding on the rear, you know,
Okay.
it has to, in some way, what were you planning on doing with the back end of the garage?
What's the difference between?
The same thing.
Okay, so your goal was that, no matter what, the whole house is getting reclad, right? Whether it's
Yes.
gonna be in, whether it's gonna be in brick,
Yes.
whether it's gonna be existing to remain, or whether it's gonna be,
Siding.
I guess another option would be to paint the existing stone somehow.
Hmm.
Would this be considered?
Yeah, it would be just,
Yeah.
you have to make sure that's not a thin veneer also. I wonder if
Okay.
that's-
yeah.
The main thing is if the garage would have been a detached garage at one time, it might not even have a foundation, so now we have a different story. Did you verify that yet?
We verified for the attached shed at the garage, and this is the reason we are removing that. There is that.
But do you have full frost line foundation here?
We'll double check this again. We will only
And whatever this
receive
mudroom
that.
connection is too, right?
Okay,
So you're saying that's out,
Might not,
right?
yeah.
yes,
Because it doesn't meet side yard.
And you're gonna go verify that for foundation, right?
yes.
Okay, and then whatever happens here, whatever the new skin is gonna be, is going to hit
Okay.
that too, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm always very reluctant to try to, without knowing what the most important part of, what the plan is gonna be on the skin to pass it, at this meeting. I think what we'll probably, unless you wanna go back and huddle real quick as the homeowner here,
Yes,
and talk strategy, knowing that we need 50% masonry. And then
Okay.
if you want to say, hey, we can do brick, like here, brick up to here, and this will be, whatever, come up with some scheme that you can get to the 50% masonry.
Okay.
And then let's listen to the next couple cases, but there's only two more.
Can do that.
Why don't we skip over here for a second? You guys huddle first, you understand what's going, yeah. And then, but I think before we send them back, I think generally the appearance of it is fine. Does anybody object to it? This faces the 11th hole of Evanston Golf Club,
Sure, it's 11 or 11.
which is the hole that goes all the way to the north. And then this side faces Dempster Street. This is it's existing to here. I mean, it's from here down is existing. You're probably gonna be modernizing the windows, obviously, right?
That's right.
But this will be, what Nate was saying was that clear story, so they'll get the, whatever light's coming from the north, but, but before we send them out, does anybody have any design issues?
No.
Okay, so do that, and then we'll huddle after we listen to the next two cases, okay? Sure, and we'll leave our stuff handy here. Calling case 2019-023A at 9118 Bennett.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items that need to be addressed include providing a full floor plan as part of the building permit application to ensure light and vent requirements are met, and a pin consolidation. As proposed, the Appearance Commission must grant a waiver of the 50% masonry requirement.
So the addition is going in front of this open porch, so, and the stairs will become internal, like inside the here. I'm just giving you a little.
Mm-hmm.
So how many lots do you want to do? It's really going in front.
There's like a work surface outside. You guys can go out and draw some stuff up. You don't have to, that way you don't have to whisper. How are you?
Good.
So this is new, coming off of the back of the house, right?
It's gonna replace the existing.
So this used to be a ranch many years ago, before I started working there. And we put a second floor addition on it as another apartment, and I'm doing good so far. And so that's why it had an external staircase here, and then it has an internal staircase here. So the addition more or less is enclosing the porch and giving them more square footage inside. It's all yours now.
It's gonna function as a three-season room, basically, just something.
Yeah, but it's attached, so it'd probably be, pretty part of the house. It's
Yeah.
not 3 season, it's open on 3 sides.
Yep.
But this isn't,
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
That's right, thank you.
What am I not getting?
Okay, so,
Because the arrow, the north arrow,
so.
Points.
You see this back of the house here?
yeah, I get it. I know,
It's right here, it's right here.
I see that, but I'm trying to match up, what am I looking at here?
You're looking at the new back elevation.
Well, then these are name drawing, right?
That's just, instead of drawing the whole elevation, they just drew a partial of the extension only. So the 2 elevation you're seeing there
So
is.
shouldn't that be the south elevation?
This would be west.
No, west.
That's west.
It's
no,
west,
that's
faces east.
I apologize, it is the west elevation, correct.
So west.
Got it, got it. That's why I'm looking straight
So
at
so
it.
you're looking at the 2 sides, over there without seeing the rest of the house.
Yeah, well, I can't see the front elevation, so does this match up?
Wait. Here, well, it's almost there.
Okay,
So you get that.
Okay.
So they're actually just continuing, I think, the same roof.
I got you.
Yes.
And what is the existing, all right, so you got siding and brick.
And so the only thing they might need, well, we decided it's R3, they don't need a waiver for the 50%. So they're R3, I think.
Well, it's predominantly brick and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, but now you're losing the addition.
I get it, but,
I think it's an R3, which might not have to
Okay.
comply with the 50%.
so. So whatever this detail is here,
Right.
what are we doing about that?
We'd be doing the close match to it, that's the whole purpose of.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't see it on here, so whatever this wide
Band.
band is,
Decorative, okay.
that would need to kind of match and wrap around.
Is this the stair? That's the stair here. This side is the stair.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought this was the addition.
Here, so
No,
here's
no,
what happens.
there's a,
That's just the side view.
The
This
back of
side
the
is-
house, the back of the house looks like
okay.
this now.
Right, Todd?
So they're extending straight out for this much.
You got it. We concur.
The stair will end up being inside, just get more inside.
What is the
usable
siding material
space.
gonna be?
The porch is going away.
what is
And
going?
the style of the
Aluminum?
house
Can you match?
continues.
Yeah,
The
but they
existing.
don't have window at the landing.
That's the,
No,
that's what we're
because
aiming
it'll
for.
be-
Is
it'll
there
be
existing,
offset,
is the
you
existing
know.
aluminum or
Okay.
vinyl?
They put one at the top of the
Vinyl.
landing,
Yeah.
and it would be awkward if they do one here.
One more.
It would be like someplace almost
Somewhere
right
in
under the
between.
window, yeah.
Okay. So be okay with it as long as they match that detail that Matt wraps around?
Oh, I didn't show it in my information. So,
So
Mike
that's the stair
Mike
here.
Mike wants that detail here to wrap around,
Oh,
around here.
Just to make it look,
The same.
that sounds good.
fire away.
Sure, I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-023A at 9118 Bennett, as proposed with the following qualifications, that the addition include a band separating upper from lower, similar or to match that of the existing elevations, that an attempt be made to get aluminum, vinyl siding that matches the existing, and a waiver of the 50% masonry requirement,
If so required.
if so required.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. All right, great, thank you.
Thank you.
That's my.
Case number 2019-024A, 4930 Oakton Street from E&M Strategic Development LLC.
Yeah.
So this one you primarily gonna be looking at the screen.
Yes.
And the staff has no objections with the overall design and are pleased with the improvements made to the design to date. A few suggestions to consider: enhance the southwest corner of the building by making the retail/restaurant entrance more prominent than the rest of the retail facade, and make the overall tower height taller than the northwest corner feature. Provide canopies or awnings for the storefronts on all four sides of the building, especially if they are not just emergency exits.
It's where
Replicate the
bank
dark
was, right?
EIFS
It's
window
where
area
the bank
detail on the
is.
north facade and on the 8th floor of the east facade. Add details to the north elevation of the 8th level to coordinate the blank wall with the windows below. Technical items to be addressed will include a public hearing process for the development, a two-lot subdivision with alley vacation,
Vacation,
I guess.
to vacate the
And
alley.
yes, it is. And relief from the section 82-27 of the sign code to allow wall signs above the second floor window sills, two wall signs for the same business on the same parentheses west facade, a wall sign within 10% of the distance to the top of the fascia or structural surface to which it is attached, and an arcade sign facing Oakton Street.
How are you?
Good. Oh, yeah.
This includes the garage too.
First off, thank you for letting me present tonight.
Sure. You're welcome.
Is everybody familiar with the corner we're looking at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So when we came up with the design for this project, we had to balance what the requirements were for the brand, which is a Homewood Suites, to the appeal of the community, and also to appeal to the consumer we're trying to attract. This is a 143-room hotel. that will encompass, starting at the top and working down, suites on the top level, rooftop bar, hotel through the midsection, a second floor event space with outdoor patio, and the ground floor retail, with that being our check-in as well. Entrance for the hotel will be off of Niles, with Oakton allowing as much frontage as possible for the retail. And feel free to ask questions as we go.
Sure.
This is,
Sure, go ahead.
we'll see if we, well, is that? See if we can get to the right spot here. Excuse my technical inabilities. Oh, there, yeah, that's probably better for me. All right,
And that button does the laser.
all right. I appreciate it. So, yeah, so if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So then we have the entrance off of Niles located here. That'll be the primary entrance for the hotel. The primary entrance to the event space will be off of Oakton Terrace, as long as we can continue to use that as our access. And there are some questions about the design and how this will eventually look. And that's the reason there are some potential adjustments that need to be made.
Is the theater beyond?
What theater?
No, there's no
It's-
theater.
it's
This is
event
Oakton.
space?
This is Oakton.
That's Niles, that's the west side of the
Oh,
facade you're
that's
looking
not
at.
Niles Center, that's Niles is where the
Right.
Metropolitan, where Kabul House
This
used
is-
to be.
This
The
is,
what?
Across
Kabul
the
House,
street.
the restaurant.
Oh, yes.
Cyril Parkway.
this is just west of
Kitty Corner.
Crafty Beaver.
Okay.
You know where the,
Sanford Brown used to
So,
Isn't this where a bank is now?
no.
no,
It's
Oh.
the
This is
white.
the old
it's
dental
east of
college.
Block.
be. Here, I'm gonna,
The,
Let's see, what do we?
So
There we go.
here
It's
we
easier to
have
see
the Illinois Science and Technology
right
Park.
there.
We have
Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Walgreen here.
Annie's on the corner.
Annie's, over here.
Right,
And this is a
school,
three-story office, white building,
Building.
office building.
right.
And this is a street called Niles, not Niles Center, Niles.
oh,
And
okay.
this is the Metropolitan apartment condo building, what used to be Kabul House. And these are the other two condo buildings.
Okay.
It gets a little confusing to us as well, with Niles Center
Yeah.
and with Niles.
Yeah, I was
and with
thinking
Oakton
Niles Center.
Terrace and with Oakton, so we've gone through that a few times, but if you want to go back.
okay.
So then this is Oakton, again, the patio here, and then the rooftop patio. That will be a four-season rooftop bar.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go a couple slides forward, show us the materials, and then we can come back
Sure.
and look at this? Because
That's
all I
right.
do is keep looking at these things going, what is it made of?
Okay, so it's a combination of brick, ephes, metal panels, cast stone. The windows will be steel windows, and then finally the metal trim accents.
Okay, go back to the elevation. So are you saying I'm looking at a big wall of ephes?
Yeah.
Actually,
Because
this,
I don't like it, if I am.
well, no, you
Because
are
it's gonna
not.
look like that hotel on Old Orchard Road in the Edens, which I think is awful looking, and they have terrible problems with their
Oh,
ephes.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
Hampton?
But yeah, I guess that's what it is, on Old Orchard Road.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have metal panels at the top.
Mhm.
You have, this is ephes, it's located here. It is utilizing, I don't know what year that was built, but we have the ephes installation being done by Pepper Construction. It is what is common in the industry, and it's common.
No, just keep taking us through the material, what
Sure.
you're doing, what you're planning.
Brick,
Yeah.
and then obviously metal panels along the windows.
And that elevation on the right?
Elevation on the right
Also-
here, you know?
No,
That's the
but is
east
that,
above.
that's all ephes?
Oh, yeah, on the east
Yeah.
side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the reason we chose ephes again was one,
Budget,
budget, flexibility of construction, and actually it's preferred by Hilton for multiple reasons.
budget,
Well, it is a big factor,
right.
but it's also,
I'm just one voter, that's okay.
sure,
All I'm saying is if you're, it's a big wall of ethos
Yeah,
that's
it's
hidden
not
by a
attractive.
2-story elevation of brick.
I understand what
And,
you're
and
saying.
it'd be great if there was some better verticality to the look here, it's just, it's, I'm just,
More windows.
well, no, I mean, I think the
or
windows is,
Metal panel.
it's just something to break it up, so it's just not all ethos, I don't know.
Could be metal.
But anyway, keep going.
That one, or?
So then we have, no, we've covered this one. We tried to add some extra architectural appeals on the outside. And you can scroll to the next. And what I want to point out is that when we know what the elevations are for the parking garage, for what is being proposed for the residential side, one thing that we tried to do is try to accommodate, and also with what the,
I'm lost.
okay.
What you were pointing over to the two
That-
big,
that will eventually
What's the
be
corner?
residential.
Up and coming. It's not there yet.
It's
Not there yet.
well, let's not even talk about it then.
So, but
Okay.
the parking structure is gonna happen because they need it for the hotel, they need it for Skokie, and they need it for the tech park. So
Okay.
I think you were mentioning when we know what the material for the parking structure would be, that's when we didn't
So
finish.
then we can match colors, we can have things be more from a global perspective as well.
Okay.
And that we are working with the architects from ALP on that.
Okay. Are you with OKW or with the developer?
I am the developer.
Okay. Okay.
So, then we can go to the next slide. So this gives some conceptual pictures. This is not exact pictures of what will occur at the site.
So the one in the upper right corner, I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but is that one you've built?
No,
Okay.
conceptual.
Okay. But that, even though it's ethos, looks better because you've done some color changes to
Color,
it, and it's
yeah.
not just one solid wall of a bland color.
And, yeah, and what I would like to point out, if we go to the next slide.
Sure.
And I think, is there one more, or is that it?
We have elevations.
So elevations. So I think when we have renderings that show shadowing and show what it looks like with the sun going down, so additional studies are being done to make sure we have the right coloring. And I would be in favor, if we can go back to the renderings that are a little bit more realistic, I would not be opposed, and I do not think this does justice to the way the darker tint will come through, especially with the steel panels through the middle.
If you go back to that other rendering photo, eh,
That one?
no,
The
no,
one- the other
the
photo.
with all the photo renderings on it.
Sure.
That
There.
that
The one in
This
the
one.
corner.
So, there, you've mixed some colors up in the ethos, right? You've done,
Right.
so, I'm not opposed to doing that,
Okay.
I would say, I'm just saying, it just looks like, and maybe it's the color you chose, and I'll go back to the other one.
Mike, just keep in mind, that one is also a longer elevation.
No, I know.
So it needed the brick.
I hate two-dimensional hurts.
I think it
know
looks like a
does, but-
newer color palette on the right, on the top versus what you presented.
Yeah.
Like the more cream is kind of old. Sorry.
But I know you haven't worked out all the colors and stuff like that. You're just trying to get onto the next thing to get, and trust me, we're gonna get through this tonight, and but it'll probably be subject to us working out some colors of ethos that we're happy with, so.
I have no problem.
Right, so I'm not trying to stop this, I'm just trying to bring up a comment that if you go back to that other elevation that you were at, no, even another one. There was another one, it's just all, I don't know, it looks like I'm on 94 going through Wisconsin, looking at a hotel that's right at an interchange. So, all the other stuff, the towering and the base all looks great, and it looks like it's right for the neighborhood, but the other stuff looks like it's the one on Old Orchard Road. That's all I'm pointing out.
Well,
So, if we can contemporize it,
Sure, sure.
would be my suggestion.
And I think with better renderings, once
Okay.
we know the shadowing, and once we know what the color is here, and also with the building here. There was some questions about the skin there, that we'll be able to match this, so that we're looking at more from a global perspective instead of an individual perspective.
And also keeping in mind, we're building the other one on
Without
a block,
question.
which is
Without
gonna be,
8,000
well,
Yeah.
it's gonna be full
gorgeous.
masonry and awesome looking, and then all of a
Gorgeous.
sudden, this is gonna go up, and I don't want people coming back to us
Yeah.
going, what did you do here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and I don't think you want that either.
No. And we do need to be cognizant of cost, obviously, this
Right.
is a different, and when we
Yeah, it's a
look at-
different animal, I get it.
When we look at the total cost and what we're bringing to the community by way of usability, that's
Mhm.
been more of our focus at this point. Different color ethos,
Right.
or
But,
breaking it
yeah,
up, I have no.
OKW can pizzazz
You
it
got
up, right, okay.
The other thing I'm concerned about is, I'm glad to see that you have trees on the streets, but it would be nice on Oakton if there were actual parkways with plantings, more green to soften the building.
Sure. And while I'm not opposed to the plannings, we need to work that out with the community on what's allowable, because we will be, this will increase some of the traffic pattern. With that's along here. I can see some of the ground floor retailers choosing to put some planters potentially out front. Simply when they have chairs on the other side of the windows, it may work out. Since we haven't chosen those ground floor retailers yet, they will be presenting to us what they want this to look like as well. So that if you can envision different restaurants along here, and trying to utilize the outdoor space. Yeah, green space is important to us.
But it's nice to have an actual planting area, and not just a tree. Like Michigan Avenue has plenty of space to walk, and then,
Part of our, Oakton does have combination planter and raised planter areas, so they could be mimicked all the way down the street if it's.
yeah, I mean, the rest of Oakton has green
So
space.
it could work to match that too.
Mm-hmm, okay.
So, can I just make a suggestion in the interest of time? Is that this is a while away from anybody putting a shovel in the ground. And he needs to get through the next committee. So, can we just approve it in the general concept of it, but that it's still, we want to re-review it in terms of the ethos coloring? I mean, I think everybody's fine with the box of the building and all that stuff, right? Does anybody have a problem with that, or is it? Or in the window design? But I think our biggest, at least my issue is that, and then I also want to discuss that when you do come back, we're going to want a consistent signage. So, to some degree,
Isn't it on one of the?
Yeah.
along the retail line, and we want,
It
and we do want some awnings and that type of stuff, but,
The only reason we didn't put awnings on at this point, and we understand this is a south-facing building.
but I'm saying, you guys are still so conceptual on what you're doing, that I'm willing to give you a conceptual pass, but I want to see it again before once you decide to write a check and start your development, right? Because you're still kicking the tires on all of this too, so, if I'm not mistaken, would that be accurate to say?
I'd say that you're about 50%
Okay,
accurate. I
okay.
think we may be closer than you think.
Okay.
But we've been more worried about the usage of the building, the flow.
Okay.
Than the exterior design. We do know this is the right design.
Yeah, and again, I think the design and all that is fine, we just got some
Right.
some
We're more worried about
aesthetic
what's on-
details to work
On the
on.
inside of the walls than what's on the outside.
So would that be acceptable to make a motion from a,
For planning commission, we can go with conceptual approval.
well, we're making a motion for
Or
certificate of appropriateness, subject to
subject to
us seeing
returning
it
to-
again once the project is finalized.
Subject to color choices approval.
Well,
subject
we'll
to
just say,
coming-
once the
and
project
measure.
becomes finalized,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'd like to see it again for aesthetic reasons.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody want to make, you know what I'm saying? You've heard what we're talking about. I think, did we cover everything? Did anybody else have anything other than, I don't want to hog it all, but, I mean, you know, Mary Jane's talking about addressing sidewalk stuff.
It'll
But
make sure
she's
the
gonna be talk-
streetscape coordinates with the.
She's gonna be
existing
talking about
street-
more
yeah.
streetscape, not the tenants deciding to put a pop-up plant out there, so, okay, so,
Yeah.
that's what
Maybe
she
we
meant.
can have more views at the eye level
More
and, yeah,
renderings.
Yeah.
for the next session.
We have a
Okay.
guide
That
for
can
the
give a better
streetscape,
idea.
and
Yeah.
Mary will share it with,
Okay,
you know.
do you wanna,
So
Sure.
the
Roll on
space
this.
consists
I
of
can.
the street.
so Tom will make this conditional motion, otherwise we could be here for 45 minutes talking about stuff that really is still being worked out, correct?
So I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2019-024A at 4930 Oakton, with the proviso that the project be returned for further consideration as the final color palettes have been more firmly established.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So passed. Does that make sense to you? Okay.
And the other thing is, we want to take into account the lighting in the evening as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
when we bring it
Right.
in, we'll show the different
Right.
stages of the day.
But you understand what I'm talking about, the difference between a Hampton Inn along 94 versus right on Oakland Street, so.
Well, yeah, we're trying to
Right.
create a good bookend.
Okay, cool. All right, great, thank you very much. And now we will recall case 2019-022A at 4339 Dempster Street. And the comments were previously read in. So, what did we come up with? What's our strategy? Oh.
We decided on keeping the existing stones in here and
Okay.
having it painted
Okay,
in a dark color gray.
sure.
And the front
And
facade-
you're happy with that as the architect? You think that'll look good?
I guess we can find something being.
Some
okay.
color that makes it work?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we can do that.
I mean, if for any reason you find the cost of darker brick matches the cost of the.
That siding.
Material, we'll entertain that even after,
Okay.
if that's what you guys will choose, you know. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? If the cost is equivalent to the, because that's not cheap material either, you know, I don't think it is.
What's that?
So then,
The,
Oh, yeah, that, the interlocking,
yes.
synthetic, yeah, that looks pretty,
Cement
cement board, it looks pretty cool, actually, that material.
I guess we
and
can.
the thing is, if you find that there's no foundation, you gotta rebuild it, then you might be stuck to tearing that down anyways. So,
We'll check that outside.
Okay,
yeah, so then you could build whatever you want.
And
okay.
Would you consider this being enough in terms of the percentage?
Which part?
Oh, what do you?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, look at it, if we keep if we keep what's existing masonry and painted, or change it to masonry, can we do all the other stuff in the siding? So
Yes.
can we give you a waiver at that point?
But let's highlight which areas those
So-
are, so we're
so-
on board on the same.
So I think this is all existing masonry right here, right?
No, actually.
Why don't you tell us, so.
Okay.
So it goes from the left of, hey, let's just write it.
It's just on the lower end.
Right, correct, but it's,
And then it's framing. And only
Right,
this
so-
part is.
what is
existing.
this? Isn't that masonry?
I have a closer picture of
They're right here. So that's
This is the-
masonry.
that. Yes, and here is vinyl siding. So it's
Oh, up
not-
above.
yes.
It's masonry up to here. I
Yes.
see what you're saying. So it currently is, pardon me.
And in terms of making it more
I understand. So,
coherent,
right, so you're, is this window here, what I'm looking at here? Are you relocating some windows?
we are relocating some of them.
Okay, so it's not
So,
necessarily in
yes.
that spot.
I guess we'll keep this
Mhm.
part. of
Yeah.
the-
Mm-hmm.
And all this side,
Yeah.
where it's half vinyl, half stone, we will either go for
You would probably, we'd let you use the new material.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, so from the siltstone up.
Right, because you're currently brick like here.
Actually, it's above the siltstone.
I know, it's kind of awkward where they have it, isn't it? But I think it'll still look fine. So you would do something like this? Is that what you're thinking?
Would we
Are we
be
adding
able
out, are we
to-
adding out to the right?
On the right is actually one vinyl.
Oh, that's already vinyl.
Yeah.
So,
So we were thinking if it's possible to have it all the new material or replace it
mm-hmm,
entirely because it's a little bit.
mm-hmm. Can we see,
Yeah.
could you have the sample again of the material? I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, you know,
Make it clean,
does it,
right?
does it worth it to make them even do that masonry or not?
It's all of.
I was just wondering when they find that there's no foundation and they start from scratch, then.
Well, right, I mean, this is all pending that this is all sitting on a foundation, right? We're guessing it's not. And I don't know what your plan B would be, because this would all have to be, what would it have to be?
This is already stone. It's the same stone as in the front.
The front of it is, right? The back is.
front and the back.
Oh, the back is?
Yeah. So we would keep it all the.
Oh, because you're saying keep these as with new cement. Oh, replace.
Yes.
Okay. So your wish is to,
That's the back of the garage, right?
no, I get it, right?
Yeah.
This is what faces the
Golf course.
golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would face the golf course. But you guys have any opinions? You know, I mean, is there anybody here who says, oh, the heck with it, let them just, you know, this is a cool material, I know it doesn't conform to the ordinance, but, you know, let's have them do it all throughout the whole house, or is there,
Is the other color another option? or
No,
is it-
it's just for the.
Or to show the
yeah,
interlock.
yes.
but that's the color you want to go with,
I
that
like
that
that.
kind of a charcoal gray?
I like that material. I think it would look cool.
I mean, there's a part of me that just says,
Let it go.
let
I
it
like
go,
that.
because trying to just slap it together by saving this is
have it all the same.
much ado about nothing at that point, right? Especially given that
Might
some of
be.
the houses are
This is-
already
this
smeared
would
up
be
with a bunch
really
of siding, right?
Much nicer, I think, as
existing
a
house, yeah.
contemporary looking. Personally, I think it would be.
What I wanted to ask you was, why on the windows, why there's just a few punched openings going that way? Why isn't it?
Just for the lighting in the attic and indirect lighting.
So why aren't there, I guess, why aren't there more? Why is it just, I'm looking for a floor plan and I don't see one, but,
Is the second floor gonna be finished as?
Not under this permit, maybe for a later future, but
But we
uh,
counted a square footage.
yes, we did. We counted it in that zoning calculation, but for the moment, there is no need for the family to have some more extra spaces in the attic. But they plan, if they are changing the whole roof, they plan to have it built in a way livable if later it will be needed, just so it makes
So why not
financial
put more
sense.
windows across?
so, yeah, I guess what I'm wondering is, there's a couple things I'm wondering, is we've got this 2, this 3, this 2, and then nothing.
Yes,
And
and
then
we have this.
and then we've got, I know,
Yeah.
but,
If you put bedrooms up there, they're not gonna need any exit in the future.
so,
This
you're
is-
saying they are going to need it?
They will not need an exit.
Yes.
Guess what? They will.
We were thinking those windows, if, for the moment, we didn't came with some other windows here because of that portal, bracing for the frame. And maybe if they won't use that space, it
Oh,
will
thank
be
you.
only storage or if at a later time they will use it, I guess they can have some escape windows there. Because the seal here is, lower than 2 feet, they would have openings and safety glass. I guess those windows can be used
What
as
page is that on?
space windows
Is it in
later
here?
on.
You say future. I don't mess with it now, but
So this is just gonna be one,
spend
it's,
so much money on the siding, and then you have to cut it up to put windows in.
This is owner's decision to not
Oh, yeah.
change the attic because it's some substantial
That's-
square
I'm sorry.
footage.
Because that's the first floor, and then the next one's like the attic area.
okay, understand, okay, let's get a feel for this. Is it back one? Where am I, is my pack missing it, or?
First floor.
This is
Right,
great.
where's the, oh, you don't have a plan of the unfinished attic, right? So there is no second floor
It's
plan.
right here.
Okay, but it's not showing me the window, oh, it's showing me these.
Yes,
So,
and there is a roof, but they don't. They're interlinked in between the structure. It's one window. Those two windows are here, three windows and three windows.
So,
And these come to the, I guess they will stage the whole process in the attic. I assume they will plan for doing some family room needed on the,
Yeah.
access first and then something else.
That's a,
nothing about
I
it.
mean,
Okay, okay.
I mean, it's not a, it's a fairly tall space, and,
what is, what was that
At the
dimension?
back, the south, it's big.
It's not that tall.
I mean,
right?
I know it's not that tall, but,
28.
Yeah,
Well-
it comes to 11.
and I know you have the lighting there, the windows there in the first floor.
They face north, and those are all south, yeah.
Yikes.
That's, yeah, so here's the design problem. here. By the way, I play the course a lot, and I like it a lot. I like the look of the house, I think it's gonna look cool, you know what I'm saying? But, that said, all those people know that I'm on this committee. And when I look at that elevation,
The south.
I don't know, why am I so confused? Here, this bothers me that this is open, and this bothers me that this is open. So, there's a part of me that, I mean, that it doesn't have, that it's blank, yeah. So, and I'm not suggesting that it, you need to have a full row of uppers to match all this, but,
Versus
you know, I don't know if it's
because this is
every other all the way across,
This is
Or if that-
facing through the north.
you know,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Or even if it's just
So there will
this,
be
you
lights
know,
up
every
here.
other bay.
We have a couple of options for this, but we haven't decided yet if it's worth it being done first or later on when they'll use the space.
I know, but it could sit there for 20 years, right?
That's right, yes.
So I have to protect against that, you know, we all
That's right.
do. So, I mean, I would think that, you know, you could at least get another pair, or, you know, like that guy over here, or another set of three. Does this make sense, facing Dempster Street?
Pair would-
Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to do that?
I need to check the structure and see if there's no post right there. We would have a post.
You've got that post there, right?
Yes, and another one
Yeah, so we
in the
keep,
middle
well, I'm
of
to,
those three.
oh, I see what you're saying, we're on the gable line, right?
Yes.
So you could be one on either side of the gate. Or maybe just
Or two pairs of
one, two pairs over here.
Like 2 and 2.
Okay.
to either
I
side
guess
of the
that would
post.
be nice, having the future stairs here and some light directly above. That would be nice.
So what are we saying? We're saying we're gonna go in pairs now?
So maybe do them all similar to the one all the way to the right.
That's what I was, yeah. I mean, should we go with sets of twos?
Okay.
Does that, do you think that that'll look? I think that might look better than, it's gonna look better than that.
Then the threes.
If you went with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of two across it?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that, do you guys agree or disagree? Julie? You're gonna have to sell this house in 30 years.
I don't know that a bookend 2 wouldn't be a bad thing.
You just go 2, 3, 3, 2,
Yeah, yeah.
and not worry about the
Yeah.
unequals.
Just add a 2 on the other side.
Just get a 2 over there, so, okay,
A 2 over here.
Right.
somewhere, or, but it's got, whatever you gotta do, you gotta space it out right. So let's just go that, so we're gonna go 2, a 3, a 3, and a 2, and you work out the spacing. Does that make sense? And then, what do you wanna do here? What are your thoughts? Because if you wanna go back to that rendering. Carrie,
Self elevation.
yeah. That one.
That one?
I mean, it just can't, I don't know, does that bother anybody, or is it
I
just?
don't know. I had a house
Yeah,
very
I'm not
much
crazy
like
about
this on Sheridan Road that had all glass at the back, like that, and with just the windows up at the top. It looked really cool.
I mean, maybe that's just fine. I mean, actually, when I saw it on the rendering like this in the advanced pack, I thought it looked really cool. Because that's more dimensional looking than just looking at it flat. But if
So
you guys
the
are all
east-
fine with it, then.
There's nothing else on the east wall of that, though. There's a kitchen on the bottom, and then what is on the top? Just open air, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a couple of sliding windows.
No, but on the second level, like
Oh,
the
no.
height of Clara Street, right?
No.
Well, the way it looks in the rendering, it looks quite stark and kind of like a showroom for something, not like a home.
Well, right, because there's no furniture in it.
Mike is gonna try to get the
Well.
ball through there.
Right. What's that?
He could.
Good
Gonna
golf
try to
balls?
shoot for the windows, right?
They never get golf balls over there.
It's all open to have the exterior landscape most likely communicating with the interior. They are sliding doors and they can be all slide all the way.
Mm-hmm.
All the space, the living space area
Yeah,
open.
I know, I can
properly.
replace them too.
I mean, the only thing I'm saying is, if you have thoughts of the future plans, why not plan for it now? The windows are cheaper to put now than they would be to put when
Okay.
if you already know what you might do with the space, you're gonna do something with it, or you're not gonna leave it blank. It'll be cheaper to put the window now than to cut this expensive material later and try to slip the windows in there. That's just something to think about, and it breaks the nice monotony of that wall. Just something to think about.
And there are no windows at the back of the garage in this rendering, but there are.
That's right, they are, and they
but
stay.
They will be there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was missing there.
Yeah, your intent of this rendering was just to show the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the second floor windows in. Is that a deal breaker? We're not gonna do all this, making you do all this masonry.
Okay.
Can we put those
I guess.
3 more sets of 5s up there? Okay.
Oh my
Other than that, I think we're
Do
fine.
you
You'll
think
never
they
need a
need to
light
be
on in
as
that
tall?
house.
What do you mean?
It could be like porthole or,
It's gonna be all south.
Like a huge.
Well, it depends what you want. I mean, I wouldn't go half that height. I would go I could
This looks like a
see
Booth
3/4 that height, but I think it looks pretty
Booth.
cool like that.
Architect?
It's just, I guess we'll need to consider them being escape windows at a later
Ah,
time.
okay.
And we have a certain
Okay.
square
It's
footage.
mostly
Yeah.
square.
I think that's okay. I think as it gets smaller, it looks weirder.
okay. What about, not to beat a dead horse, but maybe make it a bookend. Instead of doing the 2 central bays, there's the end bay. Like-
Having them wrap around.
No,
No,
he's
just
saying
doing-
one
Have one at the-
one up there and one, no, I think that would be
Here.
odd.
Here and here and not here.
Instead of 5, maybe 3, 3, 3, 3, I don't know. You don't
Doesn't have
have
to
to
be
do
the
5
same,
of them.
no.
What about we
5 is
shift
a
the
lot.
window between like the 2 bays in the center and have blank on side?
2 in the middle and not one on the right. No, you want that light in the kitchen.
Yeah, 2 in the center and blank outside, or 2 on the outside, but,
It would be
5
interesting
panels.
to have the light when you go upstairs on the stairs and have
What?
the most
I think 3 might work better.
lighted
you know how you design
space
it,
Yeah.
you
you don't know
can
what
get
your
in the
vision
attic
is.
because it's a nice feeling.
Mhm.
This is why we actually
Where's the
added
stairwell?
this because
Oh, okay. Front, isn't it?
at any
Kind
time
of
they
in the middle of the
use
front.
the space, I guess the access would be somewhere right there. And
We can give them the option.
Where are you gonna put the stairs again?
Aren't they right in the,
Is this the one that's gonna go
this
up or is
is
this going to the
going,
basement?
this is going to the basement and next to it, starting
Yeah,
from
that-
here and
Just go
going
up.
all the way.
So your
Yes.
plans are to go up
Yes.
this way above these?
No,
Next-
they're not, on top.
So you would be coming in the
Yes.
middle of
Into
the
this
space.
space.
Oh, no, because they're,
Partly.
it's only coming.
yeah,
to
it
the
only,
middle.
right.
rendering
You're not
looks
gonna
so
have the
stark.
second floor
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, well, you know, but there's a ton of landscaping there you don't see.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
if you look
there's
at
all
it-
sorts of
if you look at
landscaping
it
there
Earth,
from
the
the
third
golf course
floor,
and
you
stuff.
can
Yeah, it would make a big difference
Yeah,
if you saw
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
There are some pictures
yeah,
of the landscape, existing landscape.
yeah. There is a lot there, Mary Jane. It's just that
Okay,
her machine doesn't pick it up.
uh-huh.
You know, even,
That's
well,
better
even,
to
he-
see that way.
even here,
Yeah.
nope, I'm sorry. I mean, this'll tell you.
You can
this is
see
where
it
the
right
house
there.
is.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's
Yeah,
really-
okay, here's the
Here,
golf
Mike, it's
course.
on the screen.
It's on the screen, Mike.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, no, it's not gonna be that stark. All right, well, I mean, minimally, I'd like to see at least another set that matches this one over there.
Okay.
It'd be great if they matched all, if you did that for each of the four, I think. If that's what your downstream vision is,
Okay.
you know, from a dollars and cents perspective, I know that that's not a cheap set of windows. We're talking probably about $10,000 more money, if not more, but it's, depending on where you buy the windows. Maybe it's a lot less, but it'd be a lot less expensive to do them now than later. Does anybody know enough to make a motion? Because we added a pair of clear story windows facing Dempster, and we'd like to add, we're gonna add at least one set of clear story windows facing south, and it'd be great if we saw 3 more in there.
What about the masonry?
And we're gonna let the plan go as presented, right? Didn't we all kind of decide it's not worth screwing around with such a little bit of amount of brick if they want to clad, provided they clad the whole house in the new material. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, fire.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-022A at 4339 Dempster as presented with the following qualifications, that on the front elevation, a pair of windows be added similar to the pair of windows on the
What?
west
Side of it.
side of the front elevation, and that at the owner's option, at least one more bank of windows be added to the rear elevation, the location of which also determined by the owner. The waiver of the 50% masonry requirement is also part of this motion.
And that's it. Anybody want a second?
Actually, just so,
Yes.
second, okay, for the second one that you did, the owner option, minimum 1, but up to 3 more.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Anybody second?
One
Second.
set.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? No opposed, so passed. Great, thank you, sorry it took so long, but at least we think we got you where you want to be. Okay, all right, thanks and good luck with the project. And 8:31, meeting adjourned.
Marked up.
Mic off.